Different view today. We'll see it's a little higher today. I kind of like that.
Astro says, guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Good, happy Saturday, man. Oh, no. Don't like starting off like that. Now, let's start that again. Good to see you, Astro. I saw the live yesterday. I read the comments, so I saw that you were engaging. Pretty awesome to see you here again today. So thanks for being a part of the channel now. Welcome, man. This is Coolest Weatherman Productions Studio, the most underrated knife thrower on YouTube and potentially the planet. Just warming up. Good topic today. A lot of information is going to be shared. Hopefully it can help some people out. Do some trick shots. We're just going to have fun. Different times, so hopefully some other people around the world can engage. I wanted to make sure that I can get a good audience because the stuff I'm going to share today could really help out a lot of people. So I really want to get down to the health and how to maintain, how to get better, stay better. You don't want to, get to a certain level and some bad decisions you're making, you lose it all. When you don't have to lose it, you can just keep moving yourself up, and pushing yourself to the limits for a longer time. So that's kind of like today, strength and conditioning, right? It's kind of the title, but it's health and fitness. It's everything encompassed in your daily routines, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed and staying asleep. Like it's the 24-hour, 7-day a week, 365-day a year stuff you need to be doing. That's what we're going to get into today, a little bit of that.
Carlos says, what's up with the baseball glove?
It's a visual. I'm just letting people see the way I throw. It really comes from the baseball pitcher. And, when I want to get the most power, not for self-defense necessarily, but just a power move, I throw like a baseball pitcher. It's all that. Every baseball pitcher is pretty similar in raising their leg to get that motion started, twisting their hips in the process, leaning back on their back foot, transferring all that energy from one side to the other side on release. So you bring that leg up and boom, and your stride is huge. Your arms 90 degrees. It's really a lot to do with the baseball way of throwing. So that's just how I adapted into what I brought into knife throwing. Athletic, and I kind of throw on the move like a quarterback in the football. And when I'm more stationary doing the power moves, it's more like a pitcher. So it really isn't any different other than what's going on the release of the knife. That's it. That's the only difference. Body mechanics, pretty much identical. Right through the target into the board in the background.
Ghostly says, duh man.
What's going on, everybody?
Astro says, can you show us some of your knives on the wall?
Duh man. Oh, I absolutely will show some knives on the wall. A lot of people ask. Today I'm throwing the Vengeance. I like throwing those. I have a lot of knives even on the table that I'll be throwing today. This is a live edge knife I currently got from Amazon. Cleaned it up, made it my own. Some other knives. Again, I'm more into knives. I train with throwing knives, but I'm more into throwing like real knives with live edges. It's dangerous. I don't recommend people that are learning do that at all. You got to get pretty good and confident. Be quick on your feet. Ricochets happen, but it's much more dangerous throwing live edge knives. Wife, smoking hot wife, moderating in the background. You know, strength and conditioning today topic's going to be good. Hopefully it helps a lot of people. I know it will. It should. So I got my arm wrestling East versus West shirt on because, I mean, what's better training an arm than arm wrestling? But it really doesn't end and start there. You got to work your muscles from the bottom to the top. All of them matter. You want to throw harder and longer, you're going to have to get yourself in the gym, get stronger, build some muscle. You can't really build more, you know, if you get to a level where you're just too tight and too big and bulky, of course. But for most people, the majority of people that are natural, which I'm going to promote throughout this whole thing to stay natural, because you're going to be healthier, they're not going to get so big and bulky and tight. So you can build muscle. You know, myself, 5'10", 220 pounds was my heaviest. You know, that didn't restrict me in my throwing at all. It just helped. Muscle is very flexible too, so you can definitely stretch. You know, stretching's a huge thing in before your workout, after your workout, before bed, right before you wake up. Stretching's a huge thing you got to do throughout the day, and your muscles will adapt to that stretch, and it will just be super flexible when you throw. So if that people think maybe more muscle, it's going to be more tight all the time. Not at all. So want to throw harder, throw longer. First tip to this topic is get yourself into the gym. If you don't have a gym, I got some stuff to show you at home. You can do with your body weight or some rubber bands you can find on Amazon for super cheap. And you're going to start building muscle. Start from the legs all the way to the arms. Definitely focus on forearms and legs, back, around the scapula, the shoulder blade, rotator cuff. Shoulders are always good too. Everything, chest, core, everything's super important. But kind of in those order, I would say is the most important. Like your legs are super important in throwing. So that's tip number one, get stronger.
Can you check out Astro's comment? I don't know how to pronounce the knife he's asking about.
Odd question, but do you have a kunai knife from Naruto? No, I don't have one from Naruto, but I got a cold steel kunai. They're not, for me, I'm a fan of them. They're cool looking, you know, people love that spinning thing on the back. I got knives with spinners in them, and I like that more than on the end of a knife, rather in the balance center point of the knife. There's a spinner, I like doing that. But yeah, I got one by Cold Steel. Suzuki or something it's called? Something like that. I broke the tip. I'll show you in a second here. Let me get a couple more warm-ups. I am a little off. I'm sorry. Wow. That ain't like me to miss this much in the beginning. All right, here we go. Power throws. When I warm up with power throws, that's probably why. Normally I don't do that. Power throws, they're serious right here, these types of throws. nobody, I think, in the throwing world, whoever's a nice thrower all over the world, throws like this. There are some that throw like a baseball, style, you can call it. But to the extent that I do, I've never seen anybody do it. Where the leg lifts up and you transfer all that energy. I want the most power in certain things I do to get, through objects like hockey pucks, baseballs, frying pans, do some crazy power moves. So I incorporate the entire body mechanics in a baseball pitcher. And I don't see anyone. There's no one in the world that does it like this. And like a baseball pitcher, they got to be super accurate. So I don't lose accuracy doing this. A lot of people see the way I throw, and they are, right off the bat, they're worried about hurting myself, hurting my arm, and because you're throwing so hard. That's why my topic today is super important, because my arm feels great and I throw like this all the time. So it's definitely a misconception, and I want to clear that up for everyone and show people what you got to do to be able to throw like this, because you can. And I mean, it's just way better throwing with power. Way better. Throwing lightly is for... That's throwing lightly is definitely for cats. If you know what I mean. Throwing lightly shouldn't be something sought after by men. All right, so let's get into this now. Get this glove off. So first things first, and I'm going to show you the only supplement, and it's natural. It's creatine monohydrate. So I just started really taking this late 30s of my life. I never really took supplements, even protein shakes, growing up in my 20s, teenage years, into my 30s. I never took any of that stuff. There's no need to get supplement form when you can get it in your food. Your body doesn't want anything supplement-wise. It wants it in food form. Your body wants to chew and break down the fibers. It's going to digest easier that way and more. It's going to be more bioavailable. So the only thing I add, because a lot of food I do eat has creatine, like steaks, red meat, but not enough, because this is really the only proven thing to add some strength so that you can go in the gym and lift more, and then it translates to more muscle. So I've recently been adding this, and honestly, not necessary, but I add it, and what I do, and I'll show you right now, it's non-flavor, so I can add it to anything. So I got my coffee here, no sugar added in my coffee. Coffees are very good for the prostate, so you can really drink as much coffee as you want, but for me, I only drink coffee on the weekends, and I don't like drinking coffees really beyond the late afternoon, because it kind of affects your sleep. Caffeine can stay in your system up to 12 hours. So I wouldn't recommend anybody messing with their sleep. You need that solid sleep. You don't need to be waking up throughout the night or having a hard time hitting the pillow. Oh man, I'm right at the bottom of the barrel here. So I just throw one full scoop, 5,000 milligrams of creatine. Throw it in my coffee here. You can get this super cheap. You can get jugs of this for like 20 bucks on Amazon. That's Canadian. So it's a very easy thing to get if you want to get more strength. It's a natural product that's definitely gonna get you there. So I'll stir that up, and I'll just drink my coffee while we chat. So if I don't have coffee, I'll mix this in with my morning bone broth. So this is 100% grass-fed beef bone broth. I have it in a powder form because you can't get this type of stuff naturally 100% grass-fed in the grocery store here in Canada. So I get that from Amazon as well, and that's right around $40 Canadian. And every morning when I wake up, I make myself a scoop of this bone broth and I throw my creatine in it, and I add some sea salt from Sicily. You got to make sure you got the right sea salt. with the metals. You can do some research and find out. I get sea salt all the way from Sicily. And I use that in this drink to kind of give it a little bit better flavor. But it's got 21 grams of protein and it's got 16 grams of collagen. Collagen's great for the skin, overall digestion, gut health. Protein's just an awesome, it's the main, it's the thing that keeps your body together. It's the building blocks to life. So you want to get a lot of protein in your diet, pretty much a gram per body weight. So that right off the bat, every morning I wake up, and I have my bone broth every single day. And I am telling you, the bone broth, how it helps your body, your joints, your muscle growth. Just everything about the body's gonna love when you drink bone broth. Digests super easy, and it replaces coffee. So if you're having a struggle quitting a certain habit like juice, get rid of juice. Water, whole milk, bone broth, get rid of the juice, get rid of the pops. You don't need that type of stuff, too much sugar, and you can get everything you kind of like maybe away from the habits by replacing it with something hot. You have coffee, you want something hot, bone broth, boom. So that's first off in the morning. Nutrition is a big thing for strength and fitness. You're not going to get your good sleep and you're not going to be able to exercise if you don't got a good nutrition plan. So that's huge in anybody's life. You got to have good diet. So obviously, along with my bone broth, I have eggs. Eggs are probably the nutrition bombs. They're the best thing in the world. The more eggs you can get from a local farmer, natural, not right from some production line in a grocery store. If you can get your eggs, from a farmer, raised naturally on a farm, awesome. You'll notice the coloring of the yolks are going to be richer and brighter, and you want those. Eggs, have as many as you want in the morning. Don't worry about the yellows. There's good and bad cholesterol, not necessarily you're going to get bad cholesterol from eating all this type of stuff with butters and eggs. You're going to get bad cholesterol from all the processed foods, all that sugar, all that junk that you can be eating. So eat your eggs in the morning. I've been doing this a lot too. I'll mix up some asparagus in my eggs every morning. So that's my morning routine. I got bone broth with creatine. I got about at least 4 to 6 eggs and a couple stalks of asparagus, all chopped up, mixed up, and that's the start of my day within an hour of waking up.
So we got a couple comments. Rocky Dennis says, better put on a lab coat if you keep talking like this. One River said he took 40 grams in a short window and experienced diarrhea all day.
40 grams of what?
Your creatine.
Oh, 40 grams.
And he said, I think if I spread it out.
That's a lot. I take milligrams.
I think if I spread it out throughout the day, it'd be better, but it's also good for a lot of other things.
Super good for other things. Milligrams, 5,000 milligrams, and I wouldn't take any much more. You might be eating other foods too that have creatine in them as well, right? So definitely think about that.
Marty says, who's your favorite arm wrestler excluding Devin Lorette?
Oh, wow. Hermes Gasparini, by far. He's the man.
Michael Monster Todd?
Quality. Obviously, my wife just reminded me, Michael Monster Todd. That guy's just a beast. He's been around forever. A lot of people don't like him. I like him. He's a Christian guy. Philippians 4:13. He represents it where he goes. I have a lot of respect for people that do that. Michael Monster Todd, Hermes Gasparini.
Marty replied back, quality, my friend.
Quality.
With like this twice.
Yes, quality. Yes. Of course, if you know my name, you'd know I would be Italian. I go off of the coolest weatherman. But my last name is Totorici. So nutrition's great. We started off I'm just giving you what I do. I've done a lot of research. And I narrowed it down to the things that really work well with me. So everyone is a little bit differently, but for the most part, we're all gonna want to go down this route. Natural, healthy. Don't worry too much. It's gonna be crazy to some people about vegetables. You know, meats and the natural saturated fats from the meats, they're super awesome. You're gonna use that for energy. High endurance athletes use fat as their energy, and they need the most energy in any sport. High endurance athletes, marathon runners. But you know, throw in some broccoli, throw in some asparagus, some green beans, peas. You know, I'd be staying away from corn and kale and spinach. I don't need any of that stuff. Even a lot of broccoli, I don't. Once or twice a month. Too much farts, just not needed. Yeah, so nutrition's important. Really, really do the research. I'm gonna share as much as I can there's so much I can talk about. I can't do it all in one live, in one topic. But you know, you want to eat a lot of good food, a lot of natural food. Stay away from the frozen section. Stay away from supplements. Stay away from trans fats. You know, stay away from seed oils. All that type of stuff. Throw it out of your life, man. The quicker you can throw those things out of your life, the better.
So, Bandana Dan says people don't like Monster Todd because of his small stretch where he was proud roid raging at events, but he's not that guy anymore at all.
Yes, you're right.
Marty says...
Ooh, that's a spark and a half.
That was.
Check your burrs.
Marty says it's cool to find a fellow arm wrestling fan. I'm excited to see Brian Shaw get into the sport.
Oh yeah, especially because he's getting Devin Morat training him.
That's
He's getting Toddzilla. He's my other top 3. Love that guy. Natural strength from a farmer. Good American dude.
Yeah, I replied back to that and I said Brian Shaw is a beast and definitely has the best trainer in the sport.
Be great. Just be great, guys. Be great. So with nutrition, sleep is super important. It's what follows nutrition. What you're gonna eat can affect your sleep. You know, you want a good sleep. You want to wake up though with the sun. You want to get that diurnal change. You want to get that circadian rhythm going. And you want to be able to get your eyes adjusted. That's going to produce even stuff in your skin so you don't suntan burn. You don't need suntan lotion. You need your body to be adapted to the sun. People hide away indoors. They sleep in. The sun's been up for hours before they even see it, you know, and they're out there wearing sunglasses. You don't need to do that stuff. Get into that sun, get that vitamin D, allow it to hit your eyes in the mornings first thing. But your sleep's super important. So don't drink caffeine late in the day. That's going to affect your sleep. Don't eat a lot of food before bed, like sugars and things. It's going to keep you up. I have no problem eating before bed, but just eat the right stuff, you know, that's not going to affect your sleeping, which mostly it would be don't eat sugar. What I do before bed, every day before bed, I have a big tall glass of milk. In milk, I forget the name, but it's got something to actually help you sleep. So it's going to make you a little bit tired. And if you never notice that when you have a glass of milk, how do you feel after? You might feel a little like, you know, sluggish. It's because it's making you drowsy, you know, tired. So having a nice glass of milk before bed, I hit the pillow now, and within minutes, I'm out. That's what you want to do. You can test your sleep patterns just by how you sleep at the beginning. So if you're taking 10, 20, you're tossing and turning, you're not able to hit that pillow and fall asleep, you got some problems that you got to have to fix with your nutrition. And people could be eating right, but they're not doing any exercise throughout the day. So they're not able to use that stuff, and they got a lot of energy stored up, and it's gonna kind of affect their sleep as well. So you wanna eat right, you wanna sleep right, and then thirdly, you wanna do some exercise throughout the day. One thing I'll touch on before I get into exercise is I have red light LED non-flicker light bulbs in my bedroom. It's crazy as throwing these all around your house and have your windows open, because natural sunlight's awesome. You don't need anything, and when it gets dark, you know, having these red light non-flicker LED light bulbs throughout the house, you need to use light. It can affect you when you're staring at your phones, when you're staring at your iPads or a TV before bed. That affects your sleep. You don't want to do that. But if you need light and have these red lights, it doesn't hurt your eyes like other light does. That blue ray, that blue spectrum of light that comes at you from phones and TVs and iPads. I would read before bed. I would shut that stuff off for an hour, right? And get into some routine before bed that isn't going to cause you to not have a good sleep. Stretch, talk to your wife, friend, whatever have you, your dog, go for a walk, you know, have your glass of milk, do a crossword puzzle, stretch, you know, do a whole like half-hour stretch before bed. Super good stuff you can get yourself involved into. But having the red lights, you know, you need light sometimes. You wake up in the middle of the night, you need to get yourself a glass of water, you're thirsty. Having these red lights to help you see, then it won't affect you at night. They won't stun you and you'll get back into bed and you'll have trouble falling asleep again. It helps you have that solid sleep.
All right, so a couple comments here. Let's try and get through them all because Bandana Man asked a question. So Bandana said, I wish Travis got Bagent.
Yeah, Bagent, Travis.
Thank you. Was in his prime during arm wrestling peak.
Yeah, he was. I wish he came back better. That last match he had at East vs. West.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how bad he did because I don't think he's training hard though. When he goes on with that Tarasenko guy and he does his podcast, it just looks like he's not training much. He's just therapy. He thinks you need to get more strength in arm wrestling. Nowadays, guys are using stem therapy, you know, human growth hormone, steroids. It's hard to compete when you're not taking it that seriously.
Marty says, I completely agree. Travis is a character. I love when he accommodates.
Awesome.
And then Bandana said he would have been incredible in the WWE.
Yeah, he would.
Bandana Dan says, Rochelle, can you ask what part of his diet keeps him so alert if you had to narrow it down?
It's everything. I can't narrow it down to one thing, I don't think. Being super alert, I think, you know, it's not just the food, it's the sleep. You don't want to feel drowsy throughout the day. You know, getting away from the seed oils, the processed foods, the trans fats, the frozen section at the grocery store, these fast food establishments. That right there, I think if I had to narrow it down, getting rid of those things, boom, you're going to feel more alert. You're going to have more energy throughout the day, all day. You shouldn't be coming home from work just feeling exhausted and want to just fall asleep or sit on the couch with a bag of chips and a pop and watch TV. You should as humans have this energy. Like we all should have a good amount of energy throughout the whole day. And get that 8 hours of sleep, 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and you're good to go. But food is what's doing that for you. So I think, you know, if your nutrition's number one, but if you can get rid of those seed oils, don't fry your food in seed oils. When you look at the grocery store and you're buying stuff, everything has seed oils in it. Multiple seed oils too. There's a reason for that because all these foods that are killing us nowadays are creating all these cancers and diseases. They're also owned by people who own the, you know, bits and pieces of the pharmaceutical company. Ultimately, it's a sad truth, but people want you to be sick so that you can go fund the biggest money makers in the world, the pharmaceuticals, the drugs. You know, the answers aren't pills. The answer is nutrition. And that's why they attack beef. They try to make everything plant-based. That's why they attack us in foods. You know, in a grocery store and fast food, all these easy, convenient fast food restaurants all surrounding us all over the place on commercials in every street corner. That's not what we need to be doing. And you can get away from those because it really hits your brain like heroin. You get addicted and you fiend for it. But you can get away from it by just going through these cancellation diets. Focus on water, you know, sea salt and meat, like the carnivore diet. Just focus on that. You know, you want to go keto carnivore, you want to do something, you know, that's going to help your mind and your body reset. Reset because you're going to have a struggle too. 2 weeks of it's going to be hard because your body's going to be craving these things. You're just going to have to fight through it because it's like you're detoxing off a drug. That's how bad sugar and processed foods are. You get rid of that stuff, get rid of seed oils, you get rid of those things, you're going to be a lot better. You know, get rid of certain things even too, like fluoride in your toothpaste. Get rid of the aluminum in your deodorant. You know, get rid of those things. All these things matter. Yeah, there's this little percentage, 0.03% of fluoride, but you're brushing your teeth every day. Then they're in their bottles of water. Get rid of that stuff. You know, drink out of glasses. Get filters that are gonna destroy all these things in your water. You want metals in your water, you want some minerals, but you don't want this fluoride. Get rid of that stuff. If you can get rid of those things, you'll be more alert.
So,
Bullseye.
White Lion just put a couple times 100%. He also says he uses a lot of all extra virgin olive oil.
Olive oil, avocado oil, sure. But if I had the ability to get just, pasture raised butter, good. Ghee, yeah, we get ghee from the grocery. Tallow, but ghee, we have a large portion of ghee we can get. It's just like a pasteurized milk, and it's all natural. There's like one ingredient. Usually, if it has like 1 or 2 ingredients, that's good for you.
Chris says coconut oil is also very good
Yes.
for frying. No fat, no trans fats.
Coconut oil, coconut water, all that stuff's good. Coconut, yeah.
White Lion says, I'm glad this stuff has been put to light these last few years because they're going down too.
Absolutely.
Basically, if you take a grocery store and you take all the bad food out, you're going to end up with a grocery store the size of a gas station.
We just need a farmer, butcher.
Yeah.
That's it.
Chuck Skillet says, just don't brush your teeth.
Ultimately, that's not even funny. That's true. You don't even really need to brush your teeth. We didn't have toothpaste our whole life. I think people use charcoal. They mix charcoal and they just rub this charcoal and that clean their teeth. But if you're eating well, you're not eating all this fake stuff, it doesn't hurt your teeth. You don't build plaque. You don't have cavities. You don't get all this stuff that rots your teeth. So ultimately, you don't even need to really brush your teeth.
Chris says, this guy listens to a lot of Peak Human episodes. Good on him with a smiley face.
The whistleblowers, the doctors that are whistleblowers, the ones that lose their job to tell you something, I listen to them. They're not getting paid to tell you, like the doctors out there through what we just went through, the pandemic, whatever. The doctors that have lost their jobs, they get attacked. They're trying to tell you something. And I listen to them. I listen to them because they're risking a lot, even their life, to tell you something. I'm going to listen to them. Sorry. The ones that are getting paid to tell you something, I mean, how logically do you need, how simple is it to realize that's maybe a lie? Maybe that's because they're getting paid to tell you something. That maybe they're not telling you it. Whoever's sponsoring them or whoever's giving them the money is then making them a puppet and telling them what to say, right? So the whistleblowers and the doctors that are whistleblowers, the ones with PhDs, the ones that are telling you something online, Paul Saladino, Sean Baker, Ken, there's a lot of good doctors out there that are going to tell you the truth. And you just got to be able to, you're going to have to navigate through all these lies. And it's difficult nowadays because we have data overload. There's information coming everywhere. How do we know what's right and what's wrong? It's very difficult, but one of the things I do is I listen to whistleblowers. I trust them more. You're going to have to put your faith and your trust somewhere. So where are you going to decide to do it? I do it to people who aren't paid because I always tell people, you follow where the money is, and those big, heavy pocket people, that's where you're going to find the lies. Money corrupts. It's one of the main roots to many evils, is the love of it and the greed and wanting more money when you don't even need it.
I might be pronouncing this wrong, but what are your thoughts on Ezekiel bread? Ezekiel bread? It's by Tyga.
Ezekiel bread, honestly, less ingredients, so I'm good with that type of stuff. I like sourdough if I'm gonna eat bread, because I'm not a fan of it. I don't eat much breads at all. But if I'm gonna have bread, it's maybe once a week on my Saturday or Sunday morning breakfast. Big breakfast. I like to sometimes soak up the egg yolk with sourdough. So having 3 ingredients, salt, water, and flour, and natural good flour. I like that stuff.
Okay, I'm just trying to get to a few comments because there's a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry if I miss any, guys. What do you think happened to the creator of Human Peak? He disappeared.
What do you think happened to the creator?
Of Human Peak, the TV show, I guess? I don't think we've really heard of it. I'm 39 and a bit of a rut in my life. You two are very inspirational. I was from Bandana Man. Did you ever arm wrestle Devin and Auden?
Oh, I wish I could. I mean, they are Canadian military. He was. He lives in Ottawa. I might be posted there one day. And I'll be sharing videos on my YouTube channel, me at the Ottawa High Hookers, arm wrestling them. I had to pick because I was going to arm wrestling clubs and throwing a lot. And I had to pick, that was too much stress on my arms. I had to pick one or the other, and I enjoy throwing knives more, but I still train for arm wrestling all day, every day. I train for arm wrestling. It's therapy work. I like getting blood flow. So like my rubber band here, I love getting the blood flow going into my arm all the time to help me. So I'll train for arm wrestling, all day throughout the day. I work on my forearms probably more than anything. My legs and my forearms are the most I focus on. Forearms are a super neglected muscle group, and when you have strong forearms, I'm telling you, these arm wrestlers, they can take on anybody, and they're very strong people. Forearm strength is the last muscle propelling your knife when you throw. Forearm strength is huge. Oh my goodness, huge promoter of forearm strength. Ever since I got into it, I just noticed it immediately in my life. In every aspect, you're using your arms, and your forearms are really not your biceps, your triceps are a good one, but it's your forearms, but this type of stuff all the time. Your riser, your pronator, your supination, your cupping, everything about arm wrestling training has helped me throwing knives and become that guy who can throw hard and throw hard all the time. There might be some guys out there throwing hard, and pretty darn close to me, if not right up there with me. But they don't throw as much and as hard as often as I do. I know it. I throw for hours and hours a day. I'm the longest YouTuber out there for lives, hours. We sit here and throw. And some of the things that I've done power-wise is the most simplest way I can measure power myself, not getting so technical, is by penetration. Getting a certain hard object and seeing how far you can penetrate through it. So I've grabbed some serious hard objects. Baseballs, frying pans, hockey pucks, golf balls, you name it, I pretty much have penetrated it with a knife right through. And done things like that, and people have not. All with false edge knives too, not live edge, because live edge knives will penetrate better.
So Chris says Brian Sanders, friend of Paul Saladino, he
Yes.
had Pete Human
He had,
in
sorry,
a podcast.
Yes.
That's the one he went missing, so he asked what do you think happened to him.
I don't know. I didn't follow him as much as I do Paul Saladino, but I too, at this point, I've done my research. I don't follow them, and I'm not like always interested in what they're saying. And who's this guy? He might need to be just mute him.
Yeah.
He's gonna come up. So I'm just not engaged on those guys all the time. I kind of have what I need, and I just now do it myself. And I'm the best way to know something is to experience it yourself, period. So just give it a try. I gave these things a try that they were selling, and I bought it, even though it was free. I just do it now.
Sorry.
Oh, we have someone from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Oh, aloha. Hey, man, aloha. That's awesome. Super cool.
That's where our favorite pastor is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. J.D. Farag is from Hawaii. One of my favorite pastors. A Palestinian Christian pastor. Right? A Palestinian living in Hawaii preaching the gospel. No comments on the hat yet?
There's one person that said, I like your hat, and there's some person that says, I do not like your hat. Sorry. So yeah, Kevin was from Hawaii. Bandana says, I called out the troll and he had a tantrum.
Yeah.
Ziggy is from Indiana, by the way, and originally from the Middle East.
Wow, super cool to have you here.
He's in India. Sorry.
India, super cool.
That's the one that asked if you arm wrestled.
Yeah. That guy's cool. I mean, arm wrestling is very huge in India. I follow a guy on YouTube. His channel. He's from India, and he's just focused at arm wrestling news. I think that's the guy.
Yeah. Yep. Kevin says, what is his name? That's the one from Hawaii. J.D. Farag.
J.D. Farag, yeah. JD Farag, Farag. Best, for me, best prophecy teacher. When he teaches prophecy, for him, it's super understandable. Prophecy is a gift from God, and not everyone is given the gift to prophesize. So you have to be very careful because people are trying to sell you stuff and make money and deceive you. I have a good understanding because of him. You know, the Bible isn't confusing. We just are given gifts and the Holy Spirit to help us. So he has been given the gift, and the Holy Spirit has definitely used him to teach it. And it really has helped me over the last half decade get through a lot.
So Bandana Dan is from New Jersey, USA.
Oh, that's cool.
He says the hat is great.
Haha!
Kevin says he's gonna look him up. Ziggy says yes. Arm Wrestling News has major updates on World on Arm Wrestling. By the way, I'm headed out now. It's getting late here. Cheers, Ziggy. Thanks for tuning in.
It's really awesome having these people, man. That's why I came on at different times so that I can engage with other people around the world. Time zones are a thing. And I mean, this is awesome. This is awesome. So this definitely worked, having some people from around the world pop in. Thank you for copping by there, Ziggy. Popping by. The music's not too loud.
Chris says I'm from England.
Wow, see, yeah, people overseas that are popping in way more. That's awesome.
And
Oh,
he says this is a very cool stream.
thank you, man. I try to bring the knowledge as well as something entertaining, and I'm glad you guys like it.
Brandon Kipp is from Michigan, and he says I love your channel, bro.
We all miss. Don't have any unrealistic expectations of yourself, and no matter what you're doing, nobody's perfect.
So yeah, Chris is from England, says this is a cool stream, and I'm also a Christian.
God bless, brother. Nice to see you here. It's always good to have others sharing. I love sharing with people, and when you guys share back, we're giving. We're just here helping each other out, and we're just hanging out, having a good time. I think it's super important that people get away from typing all the time, even though I know you guys are typing, but we're talking. I like the talking, you know, trying to talk to you, not talk to a phone or a camera. You know, when I get my wife to read your comments, I don't want to miss anyone. I want to talk to each one of you and have a discussion, you know, get to the bottom of certain things and figure it out together.
Brandon says nah, we're hanging out.
Yeah, we're definitely hanging out.
Bandana says that New Jersey is the Garden State. Farm stores and Amish markets all over the place.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish we had that around here.
honestly, the Amish have the food down pat. They know how to keep it healthy there. They need to do a good job there. Don't agree with everything, but they're good. Nowadays, it's much harder to, you know, in history, right at the beginning of time, inbred was something, but not anymore. Too many mutations. It's not as good, not as smart. Nah, we're hanging out. Yeah, Dan, Bandana Dan. I saw a few comments were missed from you yesterday, so I'm glad you're back on. And my wife's definitely engaging a little bit more. She was kind of helping the kids out in and out yesterday and missed a few. And then there was a lot of trolls, so I'm trying to eliminate the trolls with my newer setup. Everything's still the same, but you know, I just want people to focus on topics that we're talking about, not get carried away and off track, and have the chat a little less argumentative, and don't want people fighting each other. This is supposed to be a safe place, and we're just here sharing knowledge. So if some knowledge is going to offend somebody, we'll do the best we can to gain some understanding, to agree or disagree, or we can learn from one another. And you know, a lot of the people that I've had a little bit of a controversy between, you know, we became good friends afterwards, you know, just because we're able to talk. People need to be able to talk. We need to be able to disagree without thinking it's hate. Like, you disagree with me, you hate me. That's insane. That's a very foolish way of looking at life. No one can learn anything, you know. People could be listening to lies, and if you disagree, you know, there are lies. The word means something. People do lie. There is good and there is evil. There's light and there's darkness, and we just need to be more on the light side, more pursuing the truth. You know, hard facts, truth hurts. People sometimes just need to wear a helmet. You know, life's tough.
Glow in the Dark said people would simmer down if you maybe took off your shirt.
And be shirtless?
Oh, they took it off. They just retracted it. Bandana Man says, I think most people expect to have comments miss. This is unusual and more engaging than most channels, so you're doing great, Rochelle.
Appreciate that. And thank
Thank
you to
you.
my smoking hot wife, the moderator. It definitely helps. I'm not like other streamers where I can sit in a computer chair, have monitors around me, and just read comments. And I have to move. I have to throw knives, teach, talk. Use energy. It's more active. This type of stream. That knife, I'm gonna have to replace this target or shove something in there.
I was gonna say, like,
I've been hitting that back
sawdust
now.
or something.
It's just done.
Glow in the dark. Definitely wear a helmet.
Yeah, definitely. Styrofoam. Alright, we're gonna pin a can after these throws. I love pinning moving targets. It's definitely a good training. Regardless, you can pin a can every day. Do it once when you're training. Like for me, I want to pin a can every day for 365 days and post it every day and have people follow along and do it with me. Doesn't have to be special, trick shot, just pin a can.
Brandon says, Bandana Dan says, I used to split logs as a regular workout. I need to get back into that.
Right, lumberjacks, splitting logs with axes. Strong people. That natural strength, you just can't. Those natural things you do, like bricklayers, splitting logs. You just can't beat that type of exercise. You can't get that in the gym. They do it all day throughout the day. There's super strong people out there, and they just won't step into the gym. It's because their jobs demand them to do things. I agree. I used to do it too in my last house because I had wood burning stoves and I did a lot of logs and cutting them, getting them ready, carrying them. A lot of work with rocks. Lots of rock work, picking up so many. It's like bricks. You're picking up bricks all day. Grip strength, isn't super important in arm wrestling because you're going to go into the strap. But grip strength is always good. I just think forearm strength, your cupping, your pronation, your supination, all that type of stuff it's super good for the all the stuff in here. I forget what it's called, the brachus brachialis, something. There's a lot of good stuff that needs to happen here, and the names, right? There's so many names to all these ligaments and stuff in our bodies. Oh yeah, pinning a can. All right, we'll end with that bullseye shot, that perfect bullseye.
Sorry.
So I know if you guys wasn't on yesterday's stream, I am going to be deployed tomorrow, sadly. Just, shorter time now, and I got to get deployed at the end of August, September, October. But I might not be able to do a live next weekend unless I can get some good internet signal on ship, which is challenging because these are warships and they don't have good signal throughout it. But I have videos saved, long videos, shorts. I'm going to be putting the content out while I'm on the ship. And I'm going to probably be back for 2 days or a day. So I might stop in and do a live with the wife and the kids. Just to touch base with everybody, have some fun, share what's going on in my deployment, things like that. And then I'm out again. And I'll be back at the end of the month, July 1st for Canada Day. And all of July and a little bit of August will be rocking lives, but I'll taking a little bit of a break, so I might miss a weekend in June or 2.
Robert says, may God watch over you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Bandana Dan says, I'm a track and field coach, by the way. I've coached state champions in the pole vault and high jump.
Wow, that is super awesome, man.
Cool.
Track and field, that's one thing too. I can't touch base on every exercise I do because I always switch things up. I do so many different exercises. I'm not a bodybuilder. I do high intensity interval training. Sprints, that's what your comment got me to remind myself of. Sprints, super important, cardiovascular health. Getting that heart rate going, making your lungs breathe and sweat. Super important for your body and your heart health. So sprinting, jumping, do a lot of jump lunges. So you do a lunge and you hop into the other, and you just do lunges back and forth. I do those movements in my high intensity interval training. You don't need too much to get a good workout in. No too much time. 15 minutes high interval training is is intense, high intensity interval training. 15 minutes of it a day. You're gonna get a sick workout. Muscle building in that too. So you don't need weights. You can do push-ups. You can do those lunges for your legs. You know, dry squats, air squats, pull-ups, right? Dips on a chair. These things rock. When you do your pull-ups, you know, have your arms cupped in. So when you pull yourself up, you're working your forearms out. Do dead hangs. Stretch those shoulders out. Just hold yourself. You know, they say if you can do 40 push-ups, 40, that's those people who can do 40 push-ups have better heart health. You want heart health. You want good heart health. So if you can get yourself to 40 push-ups every day, I try to get about 200 push-ups in a day. You know, within a 5-minute, 10-minute window. I try to do a lot of push-ups in the day. You can just stop what you're doing and do push-ups. It's super easy to do, drop to the ground. You can do, you know, more tricep, is bringing it inside, you know, shoulder width apart, wide, more chest. You can do all these different movements like push-ups or even just static holds, planks, different areas of your body, on the side of your body, working your core out, flexing everything. Super important, super awesome stuff, man. It's easy to get it done. Don't let yourself tell you, don't argue with yourself. Don't negotiate with your mind. That's the word I'm looking for. Don't negotiate with yourself. Just get away from that negotiation and just do. Just do. Don't think about it. Don't question if you should do it today. Oh, I don't know. Just do it. When you think about it, do it. Plan to do it and do it. And you'll stop thinking about not doing it. You'll just do it more and more and more. And try to do things you enjoy. Try to tell your mind you're enjoying it. Play with yourself. Trick your mind if you're having a hard time doing something and tell yourself you enjoy it. Just like food, if it doesn't taste good, tell your mind, oh, this is great. It's gonna trick yourself and you're gonna eventually change and actually start to like it. So do everything you can do to make yourself like the things that are good for you and healthy for you. Let's pin a can.
Okay, I'm gonna read these comments while you do that.
Ah! Right away! First go! Yeah! Bullseye! Woo! Let's go! That's awesome! Oh man! I love it! My celebration chair is almost done. I have a short coming out. I try to clip videos and put them into shorts from my lives, because yesterday I flipped the chair and it landed on its 4 legs. It was pretty awesome. So I'm having that short come out because a lot of people don't watch the lives after they're posted. Only those that are actively on.
Okay, I'm gonna read some comments now. Okay, so we did the track and field coach.
That was dope. Thanks, Chris.
Our bodies are meant to be used. I admit I enjoy the pain of a nice workout.
Yes.
When my athletes ask me how many reps for core, I say until it hurts.
Yep.
Glow in the Dark says, thanks, I kind of needed that. I've been lacking. And then Chris says, nice, that was dope.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'm glad this is helping someone out. Even if it's just one person. One thing is, about the rep range and sets. Usually 4 sets, start off with a warm-up and just increase the weight. And every week you should try to always increase weight, but at a certain point when you get to, you're like plateauing, you can switch it up and do a bunch of lightweight, because you can still gain the same amount of strength and muscle. You just got to be able to push yourself in the reps. Some people have a hard time doing that when they're alone. They get a workout buddy with them and that they help push each other. When you're alone, you say you're tired, you're done. People don't want to push that extra 10 reps. They got it in them. They just don't want to do it. It hurts. There's pain. It doesn't feel good. Why do it? I can still get some benefits out of this without doing that. Sure, but you can be missing so much more. Just push yourself. Those extra reps can be the world of difference for muscle growth. You want to rip your muscles. They want to rip and tear. And when they repair, they build layers of muscle over that rip and tear, like a scar almost. That's when you get bigger. It just keeps piling up, the fibers. So you want to rip them. You want to feel almost pain every time you're working out. When you're not, you should be a clear indication after a workout it's a good workout. The Russians will always say this, don't put 100% in the gym, go 90%, 95%. And I kind of like agree with it too, because as much as you're gonna get enough, don't push 80%, 70%. Push it close to that fail point, but leave a little bit in the tank. Why do I say that? Because you have the rest of the day. And for me, I'm a self-defense martial artist. I like doing, I'm a soldier. So every day I want to be ready to perform if I need to. So if I'm going to put it all in the gym and then I leave the gym and an hour later I need to do something and I can't, right? I want to leave stuff in the tank for the rest of my day for throwing. If you want to exhaust yourself out in the gym and go home and stay in your house, sure. If you're active like me and you're up and moving all the time throughout the day, I like putting 90 to 95% in the gym, and then I like saving some in the tank to other things throughout the day. And I usually leave everything out on the day, and when I hit that bed at night, I feel accomplished. I put it all out there throughout the day. Side notes, I'm gonna help my wife with dishes. I'm gonna be there with my kids, playing with them. There's so much other stuff going on. The gym, your training, you got to think about that stuff too. So just wanted to get that out there as well, share that knowledge. Other people around the world have mastered certain things, and the Russians came up with that concept, and I actually heard it from a Russian, I think Denis Chaplenkov, sharing that with Devin Lorette, and how they train. You can still it's almost like you go to that, you're just about to feel a burn, push 2 reps beyond that burn, stop. You might have more in the tank, but if you're doing light reps, lightweight, you can get there, feel that burn, put a couple more, boom. It's like something releases in your body, chemicals, and when you get to that point, as long as you're getting to that point, boom, that's what you want. But if you're doing 10 and you're too robotic, you're going based on numbers, I got to get 10. All right, you do your 10 and you're happy, but how much more in the tank did you have? Did you even feel a burn? Don't worry about the numbers. I don't count in the gym. I just go until I feel that burn. I go until it hurts, just like that you said, so it does have a lot of truth to it.
All right, so here's one that we actually watched Buddy do an episode about. Chris says, hold on, let me just get to Glow in the Dark says, yes, that's the pain I'm talking about. I also enjoy stretching and working out. It's really helped me. Chris asked, I drink coffee before my gym workout. Is that good? And then Glow in the Dark says, that's what I'm saying. And Chris, I drink a Red Bull every morning when I work out.
Ooh, I get away from energy drinks. Ooh.
We watched a really good episode about that guy drinking those energy drinks. And
energy drinks are, I honestly, man, you can research it all you want. And no, I'm not going to lie to you when I say throw those energy drinks away. Caffeine isn't bad for you. Sugar is what's bad for you. All that extra stuff in the energy drinks that you can't even pronounce on a logo, that stuff's bad for you. And I used to drink a coffee, but again, I usually drink my coffees black, or I add just a little bit of milk. That's it. Coffee during a workout, not bad at all. Unless you're having late night workouts, you don't want to have too much caffeine in your system before you go to bed, because you're gonna have a hard sleep, rough sleep. If you don't, everyone's slightly different. You can pound a coffee down and hit the pillow within a second. You're sleeping. Great, maybe it's not affecting you. But drinking coffee when you work out, that's totally cool in my books. Absolutely. Don't drink Gatorades, energy drinks. What I used to do, and you can look this up as well, because it's got this. It's got a lot of the. Oh, I forget what the names are. It's like a vitamin A, B, and D or something. But the natural Gatorade is watermelon, and I used to blend up watermelon and just drink it while I work out. The magnesium in watermelon, it helps you. It's like Gatorade. What they promote through Gatorade, you get it through watermelon and more. It releases something in your body too that gives your muscles more energy and actually helps them grow. I wish I had the words. There's so much knowledge out there. It's hard to remember it all. I'll do another live and I'll do the research and I'll get all the nerd names out to help you guys and just put it in my description. But watermelon, I'd get mason jars and I would have a whole watermelon, cut it all up, blend it all up, and I'd fill mason jars and I'd put it in my fridge, and throughout the week, every workout, I'd go grab a mason jar and I would drink it. You'll see it on my channel too. If you binge watch some of my videos, you'll see in my videos I'm drinking watermelon from a mason jar. and while I work out, while I train, that's the best stuff. I probably will start doing it again. I stopped. Time consuming? No. Would it take me? Half hour?
Yeah,
I had like 5-6 mason jars full,
Not even half.
and you're good for the week. So that's something too. Get rid of those energy drinks, get rid of those Gatorades, juices, water, coffee, blend up some fruit, milk, boom, that's it, right there.
So Glow in
Some
the Dark.
teas.
Glow in the Dark says, I realized about a week ago I had a Red Bull addiction. I had one every day for a year. Now I'm weaning myself off. I actually
Good.
saw a study between Gatorade and Powerade. And Gatorade is lying about the levels of electrolytes. That's why we like the BioSteel.
BioSteel, yeah, we get that BioSteel.
No sugar.
Yeah, like 2 ingredients and something in it, salt and water with some natural flavors. So it's like good taking that, if anything. Yeah. I even got a supplement because I did the carnivore diet to get myself unaddicted. Like I wanted to get away from all these things that I was doing, and just start over. And carnivore diet helped. And I grabbed myself an electrolyte supplement. But then I figured out how much salt I needed, and you start testing things and experiencing it, you got to do a lot of research. You can't just dive into something, that's that hard on your body, switching your diet out. But so I did the research and I grabbed an electrolyte drink, and it's super good. But you can get all those electrolytes, through fruits, and salt. Don't worry. You got to worry about what the salt you're using. I wouldn't use the
Table salts.
yeah, the table salts. The
Himalayan
refined, I think it's called
salts.
refined salts, but get sea salt, and then you can even do the research and find out the studies done on the metal count in salts and see which one's healthiest for you, and then go and get those. I think it's like red label salt, sea salt from Sicily, I get, Himalayan salt, there's certain brands that are good, that type of stuff. And salt's all you need. And again, you're not going to need to feel like I need an energy drink, You're going to get your energy in your foods, right? Your fats, your electrolytes. That's your energy. Your body needs the good stuff that it wants. This is how our bodies work.
What is your biggest negative of carnivore diet?
I'm Italian and I love the taste of lasagna. I love pizza. That's
my
the
negative.
I can never get bored. Carnivore diet is I moved, like, it's good to cancel. So 3 months, a
It's a
month
reset.
at minimum, reset. Then I went animal based. So I added in eggs, dairy, cheeses, and that helped me long term. Fruits. But the negative to being carnivore for long term would be I enjoy food, but I don't get tired of eggs. I don't get tired of a ribeye steak, a tomahawk steak, a T-bone steak. I can never get bored of that stuff, and just salt on it. I get like that thick pretzel salt all over it. Don't get bored of that stuff. And at the end of the day, health to me, I'm so focused and motivated to do. I sometimes just forget about the pizzas and stuff. But every once in a while, I can have a pizza and I don't feel bad. And my body isn't, I'll have maybe like a intermittent fast afterwards, which we can get into a whole topic of fasting. It's so good for your body. And then I get reset, and it doesn't do anything to me when I have some pizza. It's those people that are eating fast food every day, 3 times a week. It's like, oh, I have no time. My 8 to 5 job. I'm just gonna grab some McDonald's on the way home. No,
Oh,
take
so
an extra
garbage.
5 minutes and fry up a steak on the barbecue. Boom, right? Like my wife,
I love steak.
she pre-makes her meals, right? Time consuming. She sits there for maybe an hour, but then she's got meals for the whole week ready to go. Just like you're going to the store and buying those frozen, Hungry Man meals. Like, you do it yourself and it's better for you.
Yeah, Chris says he's never done that. Dr. Jordan Peterson's daughter has been doing carnivore diet for a while. Maybe you'll find some good research through that avenue.
I
watched
did.
all about that.
She pretty much started me off. She does what it's called the Lion's Diet. They're the same thing, a different name, but I think the Lion Diet is more strict. Water, salt, and red meats.
That's it.
Yeah, other people add fish and, other meats, pork, chicken. the Lyons diet, she had a whole lot of autoimmune diseases. Carnivore diet has helped so many people. There's just way too many people that are hurting the things. They're lying to you about it. It's not true. Straight up, this stuff works. Like I said before, the best way to know something is to experience it yourself. Give it a try. Don't let the first 2 weeks though hurt you, because you can feel really bad in the beginning. Your body's like getting rid of all the oxalates.
Yeah, it's detoxing.
Yeah, it's detoxing. There's oxalates. You get a lot of oxalates in your food. You can do research on oxalate. And you're oxalating. You're getting rid of these things, and it's gonna make you feel like your skin. You might get zits. You know, you're gonna feel all this weird feelings, and your body's just getting rid of all that crap that you've been putting in there. You push through that, and it's just gonna get better and better.
For me, I found my inflammation went down dramatically.
That's a big one for people.
The pain.
People don't realize inflammation is something they get used to. And they start living their life with it, and they don't notice it almost until they get something, do something, get rid of it, and then they're like, wait a minute, what the heck? Oh, I feel like butter. And they just have more energy, and they can just do more things, and it's just that's like the wow factor to these types of diets. You know, our bodies get used to this junk. You know, we've been born into it. It started probably 100 years ago with our grandparents, and now we're dealing with it without realizing this isn't normal. You know, thousands and thousands of years have went by, and we don't do the things we're doing today. And we think, you know, how did we get here? Not because of the grocery store, not because of plants. As much as that's hard for some people to hear, hopefully there's no vegans. Do what you want, it works for you, but damn, no, I ain't gonna live on plants. No freaking way. Why are they making a plant-based burger? Just go and eat a burger. Oh, you got type 2 diabetes. Again, there's a lot of lying around this type of stuff. Stay away from the sugars, but this other stuff's going to help you with those things. That's one thing about throwing 6 knives. I hit them a lot. It's like really the only times I miss. That's a dead bullseye. Right around 4 or 5 meters here, you'll see my step is usually closer to 4 meters, but I'm probably staying at about 5 meters here. I like this range, 3 to 5, love it. 6 meters I can throw with some serious power, and I can still keep a lot of power at 7 meters. I like training up to those distances. Anything beyond 7 meters with knife throwing is just, you know, because you want to. It is cool to test yourself, and I have an unofficial world record of throwing no spin up to 27 meters. I threw a throwing hatchet, a cleaver at 110 feet. I can get further. It's just fun stuff to do, right? But reality is like competition goes up to 7 meters and that's it. So if you're really good at 7 meters, you're very consistent, go to competitions, test yourself, go live. If you're at that level, 7 meters consistent, no spin throwing or any type of throwing, you're pro. You're pro. As much as I love to go to competitions, my job just doesn't allow me. I wanted to go to Danger Fest so bad this year and was pretty much planning on it. And then months ago I heard, well, I'm deployed in August, September, and October. Danger Fest happens in September. You know, I'm okay with going. I had a problem with the environment at them, but you can still go and not drink and not get into the drugs and, you know, a lot of swearing. I don't like to put myself in that type of company all the time, but you know, once a year doesn't influence you, you can maybe influence them a little bit better. It's just something for my kids too, like certain things I don't want them to visually see, you know. But at the end of the day, they're great people. They're so welcoming. It's just some of the things people agree on and disagree on. You know, they think it's all right and it's fine, and I might not. Doesn't change the relationship we can have. It just means I don't want to be around people that are just cursing all the time and Anybody that isn't for God in my books is just drawing you away from the relationship with the Creator. And even if they're not swearing, they're just have a respectful relationship. They just don't want to talk about it. They don't want you to talk about it, and that's going to draw you away from God. And I don't want that in my life. So as much as I limit myself from it, and I will continue for the rest of my life, there's a moment where I'll be like, for 3 days, 2 days, I'm going to Dangerfest. I want to meet these people, have a great time. They're great. They've been super nice to me, but my job just sucks right now. People been in and out, time change, so I know we're down 4 people watching.
Yeah.
Cool hat. Yeah, some people. Woohoo! You like it. Yeah, I'm not even American. All right, I had my hat comment. All right, let's switch it up now. There we go. It's not that comfortable anyways. I went to New York and I had to buy that hat when I saw it. People have a hard time with the slogan, Trump. Sure, I do too. The way he talks, it's definitely not professional all the time, but he's got a lot of good policies, and he can't be bought. He's got his own money.
He's got a lot of good.
I think that's important. He does a lot of good for the military, a lot of good for Christianity, for freedom of speech, all these things that make America great. That Constitution was the greatest thing ever written. It learned a lot in history. Might not have been perfect, but it did a damn good job giving people freedoms to do what they're doing. And then you want to destroy history, you want to destroy your future, you destroy the history because you want to learn from it, not forget it, and then you're doomed to repeat all that bad history. So there is a lot of truth, and people just have a hard time now because the media has been used as a weapon to divide people against one another, because a country that's so good like America was, the patriotism, they did so well in wars, it's like the 5th point attack, the division, the attack comes from within. A house that's divided against itself will not stand. And that's what's being done, and sadly through politics. It's such a, it's like the freedoms you guys had, they used it against you. And now you're using your freedoms to hurt yourself. It's just a hard truth to deal with, right? It is what it is, but people don't understand it that way. They're brainwashed. The brainwashing is a tool. We're all subject to it. No one's immune to it. Bullseye, dead center bullseye. Love it. After I talk, I usually just turn and throw. Bullseye, dead.
Yeah.
And I always hit my when I'm in the bullseye. That was awesome, that can pin, by the way.
I know, that was sick.
So today's topics were strength and fitness. If you missed it, I was talking for probably a good hour, sharing a lot of good stuff. If you're tuning in late and you want to rewind it to see what was talked about, these are just health and fitness, throwing no spin, self-defense, combat martial arts, whatever you want to call it, military stuff. That's my wheelhouse. I will always be talking about it throughout my lives. You can always ask questions. Nothing's held back on this channel unless you're just trying to, divide our people. Like all the people that come and watch, and we're all hanging out. It's our safe place. So you have to do a good job to get, blocked. No, I won't block people. Timed out. There it is. I'm not the moderator. To get time out, you're gonna have to do a hard job. Usually attacking kids. I have kids that watch. I want to keep it safe for them. But everything's welcome. And I'll be talking and making videos about this stuff all the time. Different ways to say it, different ways to explain it. Always helps people hear it a different way, and they learn. Sometimes someone will have to learn by visual, or something said just clicks, and that's what I'm trying to do. And doing that for people, I'll do it all the time. I'll repeat some things to some people because new people come in, and I'm okay repeating it. I don't care how many times the same question's asked. We'll talk about it. Wife, you want to throw a couple? She's gonna get in there and throw her half spin, her military half spin. No, I'm watching. I'm watching the comments too.
I'm not from today, so I'll probably miss it.
Don't say that. Remember. Boom. Bullseye. First throw. Look at that. Look at that. Coolest weatherman's wife going at it right now. 19 likes. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Screen if you're watching.
3 sticks right off the bat. The more you train, the more you're throwing, the better you're going to get and be able to come in here and throw like that and just get sticks right off the bat.
Probably when you're gone, that's what I'll do.
Boom, 20. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of not leaving my car in here for you. Another bullseye. Boom. Boom, 2 bullseyes.
You put some sawdust in this or something?
No, it's
Deep hole.
soft. That's not softwood, guys. That's ashwood, and we've thrown at ashwood for. I've thrown at this target probably 10,000 plus times. And now it's turned into a dartboard. And know what? Like ashwood's probably if not the hardest wood out there to throw on. Like right there with oak, if not harder than oak. They make baseball bats out of ashwood, and it is a hard wood. 20 likes. Yo, you guys rock. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. Thanks for stopping by the Coolest Weatherman headquarters.
You want to try a card together
Sure.
while we're just chilling?
Sure. We'll do Sky Love It.
You gonna do it? Okay.
I saw where you were throwing, but I can't really pin the card there.
No.
Hitting cards, caps, awesome. You know, it gets you away from the bullseye if you're hurting your target. You know, you're then aiming for something specific, and you're at a pattern. I can definitely hit this target bullseye a lot. It's my wheelhouse. I'm here all the time doing it. So when you can move a target around, obviously it's going to help you improve. I usually let my wife hit the card, and I'll come in and hit it with her. So I'll let her get the card, and then I gotta do it. We both hit the card at the same time. Within 2. I'm only allowed to throw 1 though. Way off. Way off. Whoa! Good job though, babe. That's a perfect stick too. Not over-rotated, not under-rotated. Look at that. Beautiful. I always get pressured into it. That was sick within 2.
16 watching, no chatting.
That's okay. Watching, having a good time, hanging out. Different time. That's what we did today. Different time. Ooh, right beside it. Ooh, it kind of gets in your head when the knife is kind of blocking the card. Not bad at all, honey. Actually, I'm gonna throw my Tortos by Nobody Knife Works. Check out my description for his shop. I got a coupon or a promotion code you can use at checkout to get 10% off. And he will custom make you anything. He's also got a lot of good stuff he's making. He's just blowing up. Very business oriented guy. He's got a lot more stuff to come. It's just probably been going for the last couple years, and it's just getting better and better, the stuff coming out. Let me get one in there to warm up so I'm not cold. Right at the bottom of the card. Alright, I'm ready. I'm just keeping myself loose. Keeping myself limber. Anything you guys want to know, ask questions if you need. I'll answer anything. No matter what. It doesn't have to be just about knife throwing. Oh man, surrounding the card. It's a game of inches when you're aiming small. When you miss small.
Sigh.
Yeah, I know, right? He loves this couch and this blanket. Boom, same spot as last time. Oh! Usually we get it within 2 tries. I'm an inch away. My wife got in the same hole as last time, so that's pretty freaking cool. If you guys are watching, my wife's got the better accuracy than me right now. I always make it harder for myself, so it just helps us train. Fun things like this, touring with your significant other, super freaking awesome. Yeah, couples therapy. Follow me for more marriage tips. Boom, dead center, that's what she said. Oh, I'm sorry, that would have been a good one, both of us in the Pokeball. Oh, you know, we are pretty good at doing this, but I'm sometimes just off. I'm just sometimes off. It is what it is. If I threw 3 knives, I'd get it, but I have one shot, one opportunity. That's what she said. Oh, and you got the, yeah, it makes it a little trickier, but you still get it. Ooh, butt end right over the card. Raul Castello, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Love our energy. Energy is important, man. People feed off of it, right? Like, we need all of us to just feed off one another in positive ways. I want to send positive vibes every time I'm on to you guys. That's it. Sir Jacob, nice to see you here, man. Yes, she's my smoking hot wife. And she can throw knives. Good to see you guys here, man. And we're at 20 likes. You got a good subscriber count too there, Sir Jacob. When you shared my thing when you just came on, I was like, whoa, man, like, thanks. Didn't even have to ask. Super nice of people when you do that. Tell me about the seed oils. Exactly. Don't put seed oils in your food. You'll see the foods too in the grocery store. If you start reading the ingredients, they're in everything. Why are there seed oils in everything? Because they're not good for you. It ruins it. You're living with inflammation. You're getting used to your body aching. That's super weird, eh? When people do that. Like, don't get rid of the seed oils. My wife is a hairstylist, so yeah, she's gorgeous hair. She's a natural redhead.
Sorry.
No, it's me. I didn't know what I missed. You sniped the card 3 times. We all, when I picked my wife, I wanted a redhead. Attraction is the first thing, regardless of what people want to say. It's about what's inside. Sure, that has more to do with it in the end. But a redhead to me, yeah, that's the number one. Good thing. Yeah, man. Obviously, I'm all about health and fitness, so I'd have to tell anybody not to put any smoke into their lungs. But you do what you like, make you happy, man. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others. Oh, good. There she is. All right, let's perform. Let's get it. Oh, I did it right in the corner.
You did. I saw it.
That's a push nick. That's a push snick. That's a snicker pick. Yeah, you see that damage there on the card? Yeah, so 4 times. Number 4, Bobby Orr. That's what I like doing. Stuff like that is fun. Helps you train, give yourself one shot, and then it helps my wife throw and get good. Stuff like that we like doing.
Okay.
What sound was that, man? Gay, the word gay has been distorted throughout the years. It means happy. Oh, another one. There we go, another one. I gotta get around yours.
I kind of had it set up.
You moved it or else I would have hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Watch my wife pull my knife out.
Oh my goodness.
You get it now. Do the wiggle wiggle dance. There you go. I love Tanto tip knives. For throwing Tanto tip,
Our cards.
I like modifying my knives. And what I'm going to do for my EDC Tanto tip is make this part edge. Imagine that coming in. That's going to penetrate like crazy. You're good?
Yeah, our
I'm
card's
I'm
done.
going to throw my Tantos.
Size, can you move over? Don't you drink beer?
You know, it's not something I promote. I don't like drinking a lot of it. I'm not ever getting drunk. But once in a while, I'll have a beer after like a nice hard day, cutting the grass. You know, you just don't want to have a lot of that. You just, biblically speaking, you know, you want to be an elder of a church. You don't want to be heavy on the wine. You just don't want to be heavy in alcohol at all. If you don't drink it, I think that's all. That's what I promote. Don't drink it. I think that'd be, everyone I always say is allowed one bad habit. As much as that even is not, I don't agree on it, but you know, people like Phil Robertson, rest in peace, someone that I've used as a mentor in my life and looked at. You know, he chewed tobacco. A lot of people didn't realize that throughout his life. You know, keeping yourself away from really bad stuff is the ultimate goal. And if something like chewing tobacco can help you do that, you know, I don't think it controls your life and it hurts you financially and you know, causes bad ripples in your life and your family, what's around you, I can get on board with. But that's very little things, not everything. Castillo, cool name. Do you make your own knives? I do. I don't do the whole process, but I will get I'll get some steel and I will make my own designs. This is all me. I've done a bunch from different knives. I've redone them. Heavy duty sander. This is a lightning bolt. Love this one. Yeah, no, I like doing it now. I love creating steel. It's like the adult Play-Doh. You can make something and it's steel. It stays like that. You've designed something that will stay like that forever. Yeah, it's gonna rust, but I mean, you can always clean it up or put some oil on it that keeps it protected in the elements. But yeah, I like making my own now. I'm starting to get into it a little bit more. Thank you, Raul. Nice to have you here, man. Let's throw some of my designs. Oh yeah, this one's a little different. I kind of put it exactly for me, where that part there, I can put it in. Oh, those ones they throw beautifully. A lot of people like these, so what I'm going to be doing is making a lot of my designs like this, and I'm going to be doing giveaways of my own stuff, and then I'm going to sign it with a grinder. I'm going to sign it for my giveaways. So yeah, I do giveaways on this channel a lot. Took a pause to get the last couple winners. They're winning their prize. So once I got them sorted out, we're gonna start that up again. 48 people, what? That's awesome. Let's throw some knives, eh? Anything you guys want to know, let me know. Love chatting, love sharing the knowledge, love helping people out in life. That's like what gets me going. My specialty is no spin. Oh, see, I hit my own knives a lot. My specialty is no spin. And we're talking today about health and fitness. That's my other specialty. And I also am right into self-defense, all that type of stuff. Oh, look at those bullseyes. That's like, I love it. You can't see the knife. That's when you know it's a perfect throw. I went into the same hole and pushed that knife out. That's crazy. This was Ashwood. It's destroyed. I gotta switch it out. Sucks. When you throw so much power, one of the downfalls is your target doesn't last long at all. We all miss. Don't have unrealistic expectations of yourself. You just want to miss less. And when you throw with power, the two downfalls, one being the target doesn't last. The second is you gotta pull your knives out. that sucks, having to pull your knives out all the time. 54 likes. Yo, while people are here, let's pin a can. Oh, I got holes in all these cans.
We have 58 people watching right now.
That's awesome. You guys are awesome, man. Love to have everybody here. Started at a different time today, so wanted new people to come in because the topic was super awesome. I wanted people to, if you're going to learn from it, I thought, you know what, like the more people I can get around the world too, some good stuff shared today. If you haven't seen the beginning, maybe I'd rewind it later and you'll maybe pick something up from it. All right, let's pin a can. This one's got holes, but whatever. No excuse, it's just harder to get the can to the target. Usually I like doing it right off the bat. Here we go. Oh, right in the track. The wife was just throwing too. We just, oh wow. Did a trick shot together. So again, if you missed some of these lives, there's some good stuff going on in it. Pin in a can. First
Sir
throw.
Jacob, you could probably make your own badass gun.
Badass gun?
Yeah, you can make your own badass gun. That's what Sir
Got-
Jacob said.
I make these guns. I modify these guns all the time. Hey Sai, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, bud?
He just woke up from his 2-hour nap.
Hey, buddy. But yeah, I'm getting deployed tomorrow. Might have to take a break for the next couple of lives. But I'm coming in and out. We'll see what happens. But I'm back in July. But if I'm not on next weekend, I'm going to still be putting content out. So good content, long videos, shorts, some good stuff coming out. Really trying to improve one thing at a time on my videos and just get you guys better quality.
Boris
You-
Bartman says respect to you, sir.
Thank you, man. I'm
John?
Canadian.
That was fast. Didn't even have to read that one.
What's that?
I was fast. Didn't even have to read that one. He says, Boris says, you go save the world.
We all help. We all help. When I pin cans too, I throw with a lot of power, right? I want to maintain my accuracy, so self-control with the amount of power. That's key for me.
John says, love the least we forget, respect from the British. You know what? I tried to find a replacement flag for him, and they were all in the UK.
Yeah,
That's where I had to order that. It was from the UK.
Well, those planes too. I think are World War I or II.
Yes.
But yeah, that's one of the main things this channel is for support of past, present, and future veterans. I'm 20 years in the military myself. I'm currently still serving, and anybody that has sacrificed time or their life or has a family member that has done that, I'm here to, support you, show you some encouragement, love, and you know what? Someplace we can all come to and chat. And it might help, just an extra place to offer people that, understand what that means. I have a ton of respect for anyone military. I know what some people have to go through, and it sucks. Especially for the families. The families are right along with them. You got a good supportive family, allowing that person to do what they got to do. They also have to be absent and deal with that. People complaining about, oh, I got a 12-hour day, I miss my hubby or my wife. It's like, yo, people are leaving for months, almost half year, all the year. You don't get that time back.
So Boris says that he would like to join the Dutch army. Raul Costello says, you're an awesome guy, just subscribe, great content.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Welcome. Glad to have you, man. I try to people that say that to me, remember who you are. Eventually, I'm going to be doing something really cool with the people I'm building a relationship with. People that are coming in multiple times, hanging out with me. There's going to be some cool things happening.
Justin says, respect
Oh.
to you. Boris, I believe, just subscribed, all subbed.
Thank you. Respect to you guys too, man. Honestly, it's just making it better having you guys here. Helps me too mentally. It helps me. having people to throw with and hang out with. I'm a bit of a loner. I just really am a very at home. I want to be around my kids and my wife as much as possible because I leave them a lot. So I don't come home and just leave and go hang out with people. I'm home all the time. And that's hurt my relationships with people, friends, and work associates. But I'd rather be with my family. Ooh, I'm kind of a little off.
Justin says, where you served.
I've done deployments all over. Just did one in the Caribbean. Did a lot of Arctic operations. Right now, being Navy, I'm being deployed more than ever. So, it is. I didn't get many because I'm a meteorologist, and right now our work is about. It's transforming. I can do a lot of my job from a desk, which sucks. But being Navy, I'm an Army guy. Working with artillery. Getting chances to go to Latvia would be cool in the future. I was just about to get overseas and do the war in Afghanistan, go to Kuwait. It all stopped before. So I kind of been blessed by God to do more safer deployments. None of them are safe. All of them offer threats, especially the one I just did. But I have a lot more respect for people that have really been in the front lines, going to those places with bullets being thrown at them.
Good Time says Navy, eh? You in Scotia?
Yes. The Navy I honestly have more respect for the Navy now that I've been there. They're the most operational element. They're away from people. They deploy more than anybody. Then the Army is obviously right there next to them, side by side. But the Air Force is the one they're on their own. They're total different people. Smash that can.
Justin says, yeah, Afghanistan was brutal. Lucky are the ones who haven't been there.
Absolutely. I still work with people that are there, side by side with them. So whether I'm with them there or I'm supporting them because I'm a support trade, that's why I'm here doing what I do and just offering the respect to those people. Cooks, clerks, anybody that's doing things. We're all a machine working together, and every part matters, or else it all falls apart. Some just obviously have way more danger. That's why there's danger pay. They get extra money. There we go. Oh, what a bullet.
Nice.
Oh, the connection. I'll never get bored of doing that. The satisfaction level is through the roof. And my celebration chair is coming to an end. Love hitting it. Love hitting the can. It's always fun.
Yeah, I agree, Boris. I don't know what Staff is really trying to say.
What's that?
Boris is just talking to... I don't know, there's a comment made, and I have no idea what he's really trying to say. I don't know what FR stands for.
Abbreviations in the military, there's so many of them. I don't... Yes, Army meteorologist. That's why I am the coolest weatherman. You could Google it. Who's the coolest weatherman on the planet? I've been there for over 10 years. So that's why I used that name. Just got into the newspaper. Something happened when I was on an operation, and cool. But you can research it. It's also in my description. You can look it up. Rather do that than try. Yeah, man. I was infantry first. I started off in the infantry, was with the Royal Hamilton Light Infantry, a reserve infantry unit, hard balling the Rileys. But I as much as always wanted to be a soldier, I got my soldier qualifications and I'm a soldier first, but then I had a family and I started to really focus in on what was, I guess, important to me was my kids and my wife, and I just, as a father, wanted to be around them and be there for them, because we aren't a family that has outside family. We're just ourselves, man. We just do things ourselves. Our mother and father-in-law on my wife's side, my mother and father-in-law, they're the most involved, but we don't see people for like 6 years. They're just not so tight in our family as much. So I want to be there for them, or else they just have very little support from family. So now I took a step and went into something that would help my future be there for them. Meteorological trade is I'm super rewarded in it. I really like it. But always wanted to be a soldier. So I was a soldier first, digging trenches, kicking doors, training for all that stuff. Something hit me hard, and I was 16 when I got in, and I signed up to go overseas, but they didn't allow me because I was young. You need to be 18 years or older, and that hurt me. So all the people I trained with left, and I went AWOL. I kind of got a little messed up over that and just dipped because I couldn't believe it. But I think God stepped in on that moment, and something happened where He didn't want me to go, because everything that's happened in the future, I owe it all to Him. All this stuff. I look back, and sometimes we just don't understand things, and then my faith just says, keep walking and trust in the Lord, and it works out. Works out when you do that. Even if you die, because life after death is real. Oh, bullets. Anybody sharing? Anybody who's asking? Appreciate you guys hanging out. It's been a joy having all these new people talking. And
In Corporal says Sky Daddy says so.
Yeah. Are all my coffees gone? Yeah, people refer to God as the Sky Daddy, the Creator. He's everywhere.
I would never write that, but I'm sorry.
Levels of power you can give it. You can put all your body into it, and even breathe, when you punch. There's so much you can do to get a little bit more power. Right now it's weather is very interesting. Some comments you miss, right? And I like even the simplest ones. Levels of power, they come in so many different variations of how the body's working. And you might not see there's much going on, but there's a lot of power getting put in these throws. It's not all about having a strong arm. Everyone just always is a misconception. Having a strong arm is good for throwing. Legs, core, right? Back, super important. Forearm, right? I know that's the arm, but that's a super neglected muscle that a lot of people don't train.
Boris says, I'm a fighter. Do you think I can do special forces, or am I too big? 110 kilograms.
No, man. I mean, some of the biggest people can run freaking fast. Special forces is going to require you to do, you want to be overall. That's what I trained with my whole life, is soldier first. And overall strength, not specific strength, will do really well. Being overall strong, good cardiovascular, good mental strength is huge in the special forces. It might be the most important strength, is having mental clarity and self-control, determination, focus. Not being able to give up, negotiate with your mind to stop, but to keep pushing forward. Get yourself back up when you fall, right? That mental support is huge. So being too big, no man, there's some big boys that can do it. You could definitely be training for that specifically, and work out yourself better.
He said, I can run. I did a marathon a month ago.
Wow, see, they're ready right there then.
I have saved, one time I have saved a friend from something you work with.
Is this the one that you were using? Yeah, there it is. Saving someone, man, definitely something that is rewarding to be able to do that. Sometimes you don't know the ripple effect that causes. So, respect to anyone that puts themselves out there, especially in danger, to save somebody.
Justin says, my granddad was ex-special forces, used to throw knives, axes, everything that flies in the backyard every time.
Yep, same here, man. That's awesome. Respect your dad.
Just like you, I miss him.
Your grandpa. I hit that center, it's pretty hard now. So the worst ricochets are when you throw it on the side, and then it just spring loads and goes right out of there. But a nice weapon fell, so maybe I can show that one off. I think a couple of license plates fell in behind. That sucks. Does it fall all the way? Yes, that's good then. Don't have unrealistic expectations yourself. We all miss. is bound to happen. You just want to miss less. That's all. You just want to miss less. Try to save all the license plates that I had. Oh, maybe
The one license plate goes with the next one from New Brunswick. Whale Cove was more by Ontario, yeah.
There we go. There we go. Look at this bad boy that fell. Is that it? That's it? Yeah. Those are your knives that go there. My sergeant emblem. Put that over there. This thing was made for me by Michael Fleming. Rest in peace. Look at this thing. I throw it nose spin. It's got this spiral effect on one end. It looks like a massive 50 caliber bullet on the top. He forged that all together, and it's a bullet. I don't even know if this will stick in there. Oh yeah.
Hey babe, there's one more knife by your chair on the floor.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, this thing's fun. I have a whole video on my channel throwing this thing. Because it's the way it's balanced, you can do like these cool underhand throws. Soft target, soft wood. Super cool for these things to stick into. You can throw this thing like a spear, like a knife. You could probably do a good rotation with it. Every miss, when you rotate, you can learn what you're doing wrong. Super hard. I ain't a rotational thrower. I just gotta work it out a bit. Oh. It's a heavy object, and this thing is super hard. Super fun though.
So Boris says, I'm really strong, especially minded, but a little stupid. You think I could do it?
Yeah, man. You can do anything. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. Don't be hard on yourself, man. Don't have any unrealistic expectations. I always like saying that to people. Sometimes you don't know you can do something until you just push yourself to do it. I say just try. You know, you'll never want to look back on life and say, maybe I wish I tried. Do it. And then you never have to look back and say that. Give it a try. The worst thing that can happen is you have to try again, right? That's it. Do it though. I'd say do it, man. I think you can do it. I'm here for you. Anytime you need some support, you want to reach out, come out. I try to do lives twice every week. You want to send me an email. My email is in the description under the giveaway section. And you can just, you need someone to chat to. I'm here for you. Oh, bullets now.
I will try. I did some exams, but one I didn't pass.
You can learn from your mistakes, and then I don't even consider it a mistake. Just try again.
Strengthening at that point.
Sometimes, if a door closes, it's because another one's opening. Sounds cliche, I guess, but it can be very true. And we miss certain things that we might be focused on, well, what's going on around you, right? So, just because you fail something doesn't mean that's not pushing you in another direction. If you're a believer in God, pray about it and ask Him to lead you. And don't stop. Be patient like Abraham, like Job, and just keep asking for that guidance, that spiritual help that is real. Bullets. So much better to throw hard. Oh, so much better feeling that too. You go up to your knives and you're like, yeah.
Boris says, thanks, big bro.
That was buried in there. I got you, man. I've been in the military for almost 20 years. I got in at 16 years old, got out for a bit. Like I said, I went AWOL. But I'm getting closer to 40 now. I'm 37 years old. Still young, man. A lot of life left. Here for you. Sometimes you need to have the right mentor in life. The right mentor. Your friends could be hurting you. And you might have to make a decision to step away because you can get advice from somebody, but that doesn't mean that's the right type of advice. Doesn't mean I'm going to give you the right advice too. You just gotta, you understand yourself more than anyone else. You know, always got to be positive and have the people around you in life positive. Your life could be so different by just the people you hang out with. If you didn't hang out with those people, you almost want to ask yourself, what would life be like if I chose a different group, or I chose to go as the lone wolf for a bit and work on my self-improvements, because these people were focused on drinking, video games, things that weren't going to make me be successful in life. So having the right mentor in life is super important. I think we all need that, everyone.
Justin says, got some chest candies, I guess. And then Paul says, dude, you should do a ballistic dummy.
Oh, we've been trying to find
They're
ones.
expensive.
They're always sold out.
They're expensive, they're sold out, and they're normally coming. I have to make my own, but I would love to get one with the skull and the blood inside. And I would love to do that. Trust me, if I can get that, I will. If someone reached out and wanted me to do a demonstration and sent it for me, you know, yeah, I'd do whatever. I'd do it. Oh, trust me, I would. I try to penetrate certain things, so I know if I were to throw at a ballistic dummy, I would do it better than anyone I've seen online do it. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I'd break the bones. I'd go right through the eye socket and out the other side. I really think I would. I went through hockey pucks and baseballs, frying pans, solid steel. I've thrown a knife through it. Like, some of these steel that knives are made out of are super strong and durable, and they can penetrate. Like, just a pointy knife can get through so much. It's got a lot of weight, and throwing it, I mean, you can get very powerful in your throws. A lot of velocity. I train for power. I train for penetration. So I try to put it all into it when I'm trying to penetrate something, and I can get through stuff. I've thrown a hockey puck and freaking pinned it to the target. Like, the accuracy and power there has to be at a high level. And I try to get there. I try to get there with my throws. You can't consider knife throwing self-defense if you're throwing your knives like this. Even though you stick it, that's not, even though there's bullseyes, that's not how you throw you don't punch like that in self-defense. You gotta put power in it. Speed, right? Accuracy, those things are key in anything. So throwing fast and hard and accurate, that's it. From any position, at any movement, right, the better. Oh man.
Boris says, I'm most of the time the worst influence on my friends.
Oh man, I can't agree with that statement more, even though it's not a good one to say. Sometimes I say my memory is my greatest enemy. Some things we just gotta forget or try to use to make us better. And I think everyone is prone to hurting themselves with the way they think. I've trained my mind to be positive. Always look for the positive and focus on it, right? It's super important. Don't get into that, hole. Get people around you to get yourself out of that hole and be positive. Focus on the positive. I was at some hard times in life throughout my younger childhood into teenage. That's why I joined the military so young. I was homeless, and I had, trying to get food. I was getting bread out of a dumpster from Eastside Mario's just to live. And, I had to think in my head in those moments how to get myself out of it, how to not get into drugs and alcohol and jail. Because that's where I was headed, and I was in jail for a bit too. And, to get myself out of those things, I had to focus on there's someone out there who has it worse than me, and they're pushing forward. That thought transformed the way I got through hard times. Later on in my life, I realized it wasn't my strength even, it was God's. And that's really where I owe it all to God and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That is who I am. And that's something I can't neglect because people don't agree with me or don't believe in God. Gotta mention it. Gotta give Him the glory. I now look back in those moments of hard times, and He gave me the positivity, He gave me the strength to push forward. And some people out there have it harder, and they're still moving forward. Just that thought alone, because it's true. even if those people you don't see, they're not around you. If that statement was true, and now I'm here with a family, with kids, food on the table every night, a bed to sleep in. Huge, right? Huge.
Paul says you ain't lying, but believe it or not, the kit for the jelly, it's all the pricey, even if you did a plastic skeleton or do red water balloon or something. I'm thinking just for the jelly. So I guess you can buy the jelly maybe.
And put a balloon in it and have the yes, I know what you mean. I think I'll look into that. I know that the visual of having an actual ballistic dummy look like a human being was so cool. But if I made it in like a big Tupperware and it was like a cinder block, but a balloon was inside, you'd still get the penetration and that effect of blood. If that's all I can do, I'll look into it, because it is just a couple chemicals put together with water. Let it sit overnight or in the fridge, whatever it is. I'll look into it. It hardens. You pull it out.
What if I took like a mannequin head cut in half and put the jelly
You could
on
put the
one side?
mannequin head inside of it. Yeah, I mean.
Well, I mean, like even making the shape of a head.
Yeah,
like,
you could
cut it in
probably.
half.
I could probably even look at getting the mold to get the head shape, and then just put the red balloon inside. It's just those ones you buy that people professionally do. They put the bones in there, so that would be a huge one.
Yeah.
Seeing if I can break skull bone and get into the brain, and that's the ultimate. But you know what? Steps to get there.
Paul said that would go viral.
I'm the most underrated knife thrower on the planet on YouTube.
Boris said I would watch that.
I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys. I'll do it. I put all I can into this stuff, and I really have the finances to support my family. I'm not rich. I don't have all this extra stuff. It's expensive when you start to really get all these extra props. But I think that's something I can get that won't hurt the bank. And if I ever make YouTube money, I'll always put it into the channel and get better things. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't even think I could do some cool stuff like that and it still won't go viral. Honestly, that's the way I think
Boris
about
has to go. He says, see ya. And
See ya,
then
buddy. See ya, Boris. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Paul said, what about like chicken bones or a pig skull?
I mean, we could have, if we were in New Brunswick, we could have easily gotten that stuff.
Yeah, get the skull. Like, I can even go to the grocery store and buy a whole frozen, or not, a thawed chicken, rooster, whatever, and throw through the meat into the bone and see about doing that and getting through a chicken. I know I can do it. I've seen a guy do that before. There's ideas like that, like penetration stuff. I usually use harder objects because I know I can get through that meat no problem. Like a hockey puck's one of the hardest things. I've got a baseball, some of the hardest things I've ever done, and I've gotten right through those things. So a golf ball, that was an intense one. So accurate you have to be to get through a golf ball. But a chicken, that seems cool. And even putting even just a chicken without the the ballistics around it, that could be cool. But I think getting the stuff to make your own ballistics gel would be, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look into that and do that. Put that balloon, like you said, in there, let it harden, and then, yeah, that'd be cool. I have 2 cameras, so I would set up another camera near it. I got 2 phones, so I do randomly do videos with 2 different angles and stuff. I do all the work myself, and it comes out all right, I think. I wish it was really good quality for you guys. Ultimately, I just try to get better and better in the quality and the content.
Paul says, yeah, man, people love the test videos and stuff. I think the visuals get the people going.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree, and I thank you for the encouragement, because I got to do that stuff. You're right. A lot of people on YouTube that get really high up there, I mean, they're fake. I try to be as real as possible, and I know that hurts. People like you all dressed up in costumes and doing things that aren't real. But I can still be real and get there. I think that's a great idea and great encouragement. I appreciate it.
Just down the street. Cheers.
Oh, wooden chairs. Okay, we're gonna have to go for a ride and pick those up.
It's curbside pickup tomorrow, so.
Oh, we'll have to do a little ride around maybe. Go get some slushies after
I
this.
would like to get that dresser brand new.
I don't know if I can fit it all. Right now, if you want to take a second and take the things out of the car.
I will do that right now. Garden cages. Yeah, there's a lot of people posting stuff.
Worst case scenario, I might just have to fold down the chairs and not bring you guys, and I'll go pick them up if it doesn't fit. Again, I have to probably put the seats down, right? So if we go and check it out,
I'm just gonna give you the address. It says right here.
I'm gonna pin a can for you guys. I like hitting moving targets. If you haven't seen it, because I've done a couple of these already, let's do another one. Oh. You almost can't get closer than that. Yeah, no, I want to say it again, man. Thanks for the encouragement on that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. Not in Canada, Paul. I wish it was. I mean, if you can send me my emails there, or write into the comments right now where. I'm Canadian, so anything sent overseas or from the States, it goes just crazy up for me. So if I can get it in Canada or make it myself, I mean, if it's $40 from the States, I haven't found a price like that. I'll still pay the import fees. Silas! My dog. Okay, just went the way. I'll get it. I'll look into it, but let me know where that is.
I'm stuck.
One at a time. Just let it drop. Someone said there's a 9-pound ballistic head. I'm good. Yo, Rivera, nice to see you, man. I hope your retirement has been going well. Amazon, eh? American Amazon though, like .com. I'll look. That's like, I don't think I looked there.
Oh, that's okay.
Actually, I did on the Canadian one, Amazon Canada. I think I looked for ballistic dummies. Huh?
Go for a driving.
Yeah.
What is it? A 9-pound ballistic head?
Ballistic dummy, ballistic head.
Okay.
You get really good at throwing your moving target. It becomes a skill shot. Like you got the timing, the accuracy down pat. It gets much easier to do. I like throwing at different targets, and that's how I trained for 5 years. I had targets everywhere, but I am military. I've got posting, I have to move, and I'm forced to change my range, and I get what I get. Hard to get log rounds. Not where, at least where I am, there's trees all around me, but I can't get any log rounds. I gotta get to like a place that can cut them, and then they charge me, and it's like, frick, like $100 for a log round.
No, I can't find anything like that here.
Yeah, and Amazon, maybe go to the American, like .com. Try there. You gotta find ways to be positive too, whether you're doing a trick shot or something crazy, different than you normally do. If you're sticking your knife, boom, focus on that's good, that's good. If I'm missing the can, whatever. I'm hitting the can and I'm sticking it. Huge, right? Most of the self-defense, like martial art, whatever, you're never aiming for something this small that's moving, unless you're aiming for a squirrel to eat it, but it's usually a bigger target. So if you're getting close to it all the time, super good. Some people have they have a wall of a target. Obviously, that's prime.
Yeah, it's on the U.S., but it says this item cannot be shipped to your selected location.
See what I mean? Like, Canada sucks for that type of stuff. Thank you there, Rivera. Thank you, man. You have a good day, too. Let's hit this can. Come on. Let's do it. Oh! No! Oh, I love it. That's a cool one. You throw it so much power, it goes right through the top. It just crushes the can upon entry. That's super cool. Oh, pinning a can is fun. I'll never get bored of it. There's no way. It's like pizza. You can't get bored of pizza. You can't get bored of eggs. Can't get bored of steak. Steak and eggs, baby, every day. who we at here? Yeah, we'll go rock. We'll wrap this up shortly. I mean, if it's there, it's there, honey. Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's life. For me, that's life. Like, it's just... Oh, gotta stop because I gotta run and do something now. Like, just chill. Wife saw something on the curb and she wants me to go get a dresser now. But I'm just gonna go for a little bit longer, and then maybe well, like I said, I'm gonna be deployed tomorrow, so that's why I want to do a really good live today. But I do long lives. I think I'm good today. If you guys want to go back on this video, a lot of good knowledge was shared. Helps one person, that's awesome. You know, nutrition, exercise, sleep, strength and conditioning, right around those things. You want to do something hard and you want to do it longer, you got to focus on those things and get them as a routine you do daily. You know, you want to have a cheat day? Sure, have a cheat day. Cheat meal, I always call it, not a cheat day. You know, maybe on a Saturday evening I'll have pizza with my kids. But in the afternoon I'm having sushi, fish, steak. Morning I'm having eggs, asparagus, bone broth. Those are the things like I focus on and keep, and it helps me with my sleep, helps me with exercise, recovery, getting stronger. With doing this, throwing hard all the time, I have no pain. People ask like, how do you throw like that? That must hurt. No, you know, all the background stuff I do, it matters, and I focus on it so I can do things like this longer. No, throwing harder is just fun, and I do a lot more than just throw knives, right? Like a lot more. Just being able to play with my kids all the time. All right, we're gonna wrap this on up. 37 likes. Wow, that's sick. Oh man, you guys rock. I know there was one live I got up to over 200.
Sorry for slamming the door. I was just telling the girls to come outside and play.
Well, I mean, if we go rock a little drive right now, and I can fit it without pushing the chairs down, or I can just push them down just enough, and they can just scrunch in so we can get back. Otherwise, I can just do it myself. Shelby Walker, good to see everybody. Oh, that's why it's tough to say goodbye, because I know more people will stop in, and I want to share all the knowledge today. Is one of the coolest lives to give you guys, in my opinion. Trick shots and all this other stuff, it's fun and entertaining, but sharing knowledge is a passion of mine. The right knowledge. Good knowledge is going to get you healthy. It's going to get you doing things you like to do longer and better. Man, that's my jam. So again, this live was sick. I'm gonna wrap it up and call it, and we'll do another one. We'll do so many more. I'm gonna do them twice every day, every week. I'm deployed tomorrow, but only for a short time. I'll be back maybe in the mid area, like maybe like June 20th. I'll be back, and then I'll go back out and be back in July, and then I'm out again in August. I'm gonna be doing these things. So hit that notification bell so you know when I do come on. I'm always doing crazy cool things, trick shots, stuff that's awesome. We'll be doing some ballistic dummy stuff for sure coming up. Penetration tests, I do it all the time on my lives and videos, long content, everything I want to give you guys. I'm having a blast doing this. It's making everything better in my life. My wife and I jamming together doing these things, that's always awesome. Yeah, I'm having a blast, guys. I hope you guys are too. You're gaining something from it. I'm here for you, so if you need anything, you just let me know. Devin Lorette. Yeah, of course. I like Devin Lorette, Toddzilla, Michael Monster Todd, Hermes Gasparini. Huh? The farmer, yeah, Toddzilla. Yeah, today was about strength and conditioning, so I thought I'd wear, you know, part of a passion of mine. You know, arm wrestling helps me throw really good, but I also train everything else, legs right up to the tip of my finger, right? You gotta get that thumb training in there too. So this whole live was focused on that, and if you need to go back, I kind of try to put everything basically together quick. There's so much I can talk about when it comes to strength and conditioning, health and fitness, but I pretty much nailed a lot of it today, which is really good. I'll do this all the time though. I'll do lives and talk about the stuff all the time. People need to hear it. New people need to come in and hear it. Be motivated, you know, get rid of those seed oils, the trans fats, the processed foods, the fast foods. Get rid of that stuff first and foremost, and you're just going to get better nutrition, sleep, exercise. All three of those things, focus on those things, and figure out what works for you and you enjoy it because you'll do it longer. And yeah, get a butcher, get a farmer, get your food from them, eat steak and eggs, asparagus, bone broth, drink bone broth, get your meat that's 100% grass fed. Get the natural stuff. You don't need supplements. The body wants food. It wants the good food. It wants to chew the food, break the fibers down, digest it that way. You don't want to drink your food, right? You want to really chew your food. It's smart. Have your coffees early in the day. Don't disrupt your sleep. Find ways to get a good sleep. If you're gonna sleep, you should hit the pillow and be gone within minutes. And if you're not, figure out why you're not sleeping. You know, don't drink a lot before bed. Have a glass of milk before bed instead, because that has stuff in it that's going to help you sleep. It's going to make you drowsy. A lot of stuff. A lot of good information was passed. Again, boom, I'm trying to get it out to you because you probably didn't hear it. But if you want, rewind it back and watch it, because it's probably going to help you. It helps me. Best way to experience something, or best way to know something, is to experience it. So give it a try. You know, try this stuff out and see if it works for you. And don't just try it for a day. Your body sometimes needs to reset. Your mind needs to reset. So push through it. Some of these things like sugar, you're going to have to detoxify from it. Dump the oxalates out of your body. And that might be like you're going through rehab. It might feel like a drug you're trying to quit. And it really is. So don't allow the tough part to stop you. Push through, build character, and you'll see the benefits. Usually 2 weeks, right? Give it 2 weeks and see what happens after 2 weeks. Do a lot of research about the stuff too, so you don't dive into something and miss your electrolytes, the type of salt you should be eating, how much, like all that stuff is gonna help you. So the more you know, the better when you try to start something. I usually try that with everything in life, even knife throwing. You know, a lot of research before I threw my first knife, as much as I could get. Sometimes too much is gonna hurt you, but that's gonna be hard to get there. So yeah, that type of stuff is what we did today, and hopefully you can learn something from it and benefit from it. And like I always say, to end this off, you want to grip it and rip it. You want to stick it and hit it. Later. God bless.